Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Emily Good. I am a mom of two. I am a yoga instructor and I'm a reader. Today I am going to be talking about my very favorite nonfiction books as of today. So I have lots of plans for the year of 2023 to read more business books. My goal is to read 24 nonfiction books in the year of 2023. I'm going to really be focusing on that. So I wanted to make a video every year of my favorite nonfiction books so far. So these are the ones that I've read at this point. Sorry, my notes, and I have a baby here reaching for my stuff. So I'm going to break this up into, the first part of it is going to be like personal development books, my favorite ones of those. And then the second part, I have 3 books that are kind of like biography or memoirs. So I'll just get started. Now, here's the first one, The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. So honestly, some of these things are just the vibes for me. I have like sentimental feelings towards these books. I know that The Power of Now, I have listened to multiple times. Actually, when I first heard it, I had it on CD, and I would actually, because I'm lazy, I would keep listening to the same CD again and again and again. So I like really, really heard the message, and I learned something new each time. And honestly, that was a wonderful way for me to experience it. And that was a long time ago that I did that. And I just remember how clear the CD was and how the way that his voice I resonated with. Now, my best friend hates his voice and my boyfriend hates his voice. The narrator is the author of the book, Eckhart Tolle. And to me, I love his voice, but some people might not love it. But the power of now is essentially learning to let go of the ego, to let go of the things that negatively affect us. I mean, we do hold on to a lot of negativity, a lot of the past that we just simply don't need to do. It's very hard to learn. It is certainly a process. But I definitely think that this is a wonderful book to kind of dip your toes into accepting the now. It's just wonderful. I recommend the book to actually physically read it along with listening to it. I do have it on Audible, but it's a wonderful book if you're looking to transform your thinking. This is probably my favorite one in my list. So You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero. Now, if you've read a lot of self-help books, then you might not love this. I know that people say like, oh, it's just old information, but if you're not familiar with self-help books, if you haven't read a lot of stuff like that, I think that this is a wonderful place to get started. It's a wonderful audiobook. I highly recommend it. Again, the narrator is also the author. She's so fun. She's so awesome. But it basically, here, I'll read you the top. So You Are a Badass is the self-help book for people who desperately want to improve their lives but don't want to get busted doing it. So if you think of self-help as kind of lame, something that only certain types of people like buy into, then this might be a good thing for you to get started with. It says, by the end of You Are a Badass, you'll understand why you are, how to love what you can't change, how to change what you don't love, and how to use the force to kick some serious ass. So I love this book. Again, I've probably read it 5 or 6 times in my life, and I will continue to do so. Honestly, I'm kind of due to reread it. Here's a fun one. I've talked about this book several times, but it's only because I very strongly connect with this author, and because I think that more women should read it. that is Succulent Wild Woman. It is so fun. It's a wonderful book. She talks about all kinds of stuff. She handwrites the books. It is... I'm going to read you the back of it again. So this book is my glowing invitation to you to live a rich, succulent life. I explore love, sexuality, romance, money, fat, fear, and creativity. It's a little bit like reading my diary with permission. Succulence is powerful, and so are we as women. So what I love about SARK and what SARK has given to me since I first read her when I was 18, I'm 31 now, she has taught me through reading her books. I have gotten braver. I have gotten more confident. So like sometimes people will meet me and be like, I love the way that you just go for things. I love the way that you just, this is just people like in my personal life who tell me this. Sometimes it's just something that they admire about me. They tell me I'm living my best life. And it is because I have given myself permission to do what makes me happy. And I simply am not going to live it any other way. And part of it is my own gusto that I've managed to tap into, but it came from this. I'm telling you, this woman, this book has changed my life, and I will continue to recommend her as an author. I will continue to recommend her books until the day I die, just because she's changed my life. And I'm very thankful to her for it. And I think that if you're a woman and feeling unsure, you're feeling scared, you're not brave out there in the world, you feel worried to go out there in the world and explore by yourself. She encourages you to explore by yourself, take yourself out on dates. It's just like, if you've never heard this, and if you grew up in an environment where the woman needs the man, or the woman needs her friends to be able to go to the new restaurant or go to the new whatever, you don't need anybody else to go out and explore the world. And that is the main message from the book for me. But there's all kinds of beautiful things in there. I need to reread that book as well. Here's another super good one. Obviously, this is a list of my favorites, so they're all going to be good in my eyes. So here is another one of my favorites. That is Louise Hay's You Can Heal Your Life. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous edition. I love the artwork in here. So Louise Hay is big on affirmations. And again, if that's like too hokey pokey for you, I encourage you to open your mind. And if the way that you're living is not working for you, I encourage you to open up your mind and try something new. Can't hurt anything. I think that this book is beautiful, and she just encourages you to live in a more positive way. And so here's what it says on the back. The thoughts we think and the words we speak create our experiences. So if you're constantly saying, I hate my job, I hate my house, I hate my boyfriend, I hate the way my kids bother me, the more you speak about things is what you get more of. So like if you're constantly saying like, oh my God, I have the worst luck, bad luck is going to keep coming to you. If you choose to shift your thoughts, and I need to hear this too, trust me, like I'm moving towards the life that I want, you know, but we all need a little help sometimes. And I just think that Louise Hay is also a wonderful place to get started if you're trying to change your life but don't really know how. If you feel like you've been living kind of a negative, if you feel like you've been living in a negative way, I encourage you to pick up some Louise Hay. Listen to her YouTube videos, free, completely free. You don't need to buy anything. She's got a beautiful evening meditation. She has a beautiful morning meditation. She has different affirmations. Like she has like 101 power thoughts. All of it's free on YouTube. And her voice and the words that she speaks, I definitely believe that if a person were to listen to that every day, it might just create some miracles. Some miracles might come to you if you just hear the words that she says. I do recommend the book, but if you don't have the money or the resources to get to the library, whatever, you obviously have access to YouTube, and I definitely recommend looking up Louise Hay. I'll write her down in the comments if you are interested. Here's another one of my favorites, and I've also talked about this before, but it's because I just think it's so amazing. Why Men Love Bitches. So, is this self-help? I don't know. Self-help relationships, so I guess kind of. I think that this book is important for women to read because I know that myself, Hi, honey. So, Why Men Love Bitches is a book that I wish I would have read when I was 13. 13, because 13 to 16, because that's when I started, dating a little bit. I mean, dating, but 16. No, I wasn't a relationship at that time. And definitely, if you're not into letting your kids read a book that has bitches in the title when they're 16, give it to them for their 18th birthday. Please just share this book with your daughters. I think it's important because now I'm going to get personal here. From the age of 16 until probably 21. So honestly, my learning curve was pretty quick compared to, some people. But what I learned from this book and my own personal experiences, I will say. But if you don't want to go through a whole bunch of bad, negative experiences in relationships, I recommend picking this up because it has all kinds of lessons. Like what the author essentially did was take different topics, and she would interview a bunch of men, and men are literally telling you like what is appealing to them. And I am not saying that we should only do things that are appealing to men, but if you want to be more appealing, it's a good book. I don't know if I'm selling it as well as I should be, because I'm telling you, you should read this book. Okay, so here, let me read the back of it. Do you feel like you are too nice? It delivers a unique perspective as to why men are attracted to a strong woman who stands up for herself. There's like different parts where like acting like his mom, like is only going to make you be his mom, and like the way that he sees you. Like if you start out like doing everything for him, making his life super easy, making him feel super safe at first, like making him dinner, like doing his laundry, doing all this stuff for him just to make his life easier, just to make yourself seem more appealing to him, it's not going to make him respect you. So I think that this is very important. I truly cannot say it enough. It is a more relationship-y type of book, but I think even a married woman could benefit from reading this book if you feel like you're not being respected in your marriage. I do also think that there's one that says Why Men Marry Bitches, but Why Men Love Bitches is a book that I will have on my bookshelf until the day I die, and I will have my daughter read this earlier than I did, because I was a doormat. I would have done anything to appeal to whoever I was interested in. That was literally the way that I lived. And I would allow situations to happen, and I would allow all this stuff. And that's what I'm saying these books give. Okay, so again, I'm just getting personal. But books have the power to give you knowledge that you would not otherwise have. And I know that that's kind of like, well, duh, obviously. But the power that books can give us, as females or males, I just think that we should be reading these books. Okay, here's my last one of personal development-y type of books, or this is like finance kind of, but I think that it's important. Smart Women Finish Rich by David Bach. This basically walks you through, it's like step by step here. I haven't read this in a few years, so let me just make sure. Yeah, so I started reading this when I had my first like big girl job, like with a 401k and all that. And I got so inspired. I did everything that he said, and of course all that has kind of gone out the window now. I've been a stay-at-home mom, we've had financial problems, all that stuff, but in 2023, I plan on getting back in touch with my business side, my financial savvy side. I plan on coming back with a vengeance, so I will be checking this back out, and I definitely recommend for women to read this, to take control of your finances and know what's going on. Where do your assets lie? Where are your liabilities? It's just important. It's good to take control of that type of thing. And so I recommend this as well. Okay, now let me get into the, like, what is this? I don't even know. Is it an autobiography or is it a biography? It's a biography. Okay, so I'm going to give you my favorite biography, and then I am going to do my favorite 2 memoirs right now. So again, this is just like a 2022 list of what my favorite things are. I wanted to make this so that next year I can reevaluate and see, like, okay, am I growing? Am I learning new things? Am I reading new things? Because these books have been my favorites for a very long time. So I'm hoping that in 2023, I read some different things that open my mind more. So that's the goal here. That's what this video is for. It's kind of for myself as a little, like, kind of diary, a place to check in at. So Gonzo, the life of Hunter S. Thompson. I love the way that they do this book, because it's basically a bunch of different people who knew Hunter S. Thompson going over different memories that they have of him, and I loved it. I loved it so much. If you're not familiar with Hunter S. Thompson, he was a journalist, and he started Gonzo journalism, which I'm pretty sure, if I understand, it's like living the story. He like would really go into the trenches and live his story. And he like got in with the Hells Angels, and I think he got beat to shit pretty bad by them. But he was a rebel. He was a bad boy, the perfect bad boy. He was wild. He loved guns. He loved explosives. He was a journalist, a wild storyteller. He wrote Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. But for me, I more so love his nonfiction works. I have several of them on my Audible that I listen to. I love to read his like Fear and Loathing on the Campaign Trail. He like would run for, I forget, what did he run for, mayor maybe? I'm not sure. I need to get back in touch with him this coming year. But yeah, if you've never read this, I recommend it. Learn about this man. He's so awesome. And yeah, I love this. Even though it's hardback, and you know I don't like hardback, I love this book, and I will always have it. Unless I buy a paperback instead, but I hope I'll keep that. Okay, so here are my last 2, and I don't have them physically. I have them on I did them as library books, so I just haven't picked up the copies yet, but I will. That is Educated by Tara Westover. And I love that book because I learned so much. It was like truly a coming of age. This girl grew up. Her family didn't want her to go to school. Her family was very like end of times type of thing. I'm pretty sure they're Mormon. So like women don't know anything. They only have the like one purpose, and it's not to go to school. So it was really, really cool to read Tara's experience from not being educated at all to stepping into her best self and getting all these different degrees and her doctorate and kind of like what her relationship looks like with her family. Her dad is a very complex character. Her brother, her one brother, I think his name was Sean. Very complex characters, very, they're real. So I highly, I loved Educated so much. And here's the final book. It's also a memoir. It is Between Two Kingdoms, and I cannot remember. It's like Sulika or it's, I shouldn't even say what I think that it is. I honestly, I know that it's like an S name, but it's Between Two Kingdoms. And I'm trying to think of which one I loved more, and I just can't, I couldn't tell you because I love them both so much, like in different ways. But Between Two Kingdoms is absolutely one of my favorite reads of 2022. One of my most favorite current reads. And it's about a girl. She's young, and she finds out that she has, I'm pretty sure it was leukemia. And it shows you her experience of being young, being in a relationship for the first time. Like, she had just gotten into a relationship when she found out that she was very sick. And him standing by her, and what that looks like, what it's like to see, like, your parents see their child, like, really sick. And then, so you get through that with her. And then it takes you on the other side of what does life look like for a survivor after they get out of the hospital. Because I never would have thought of that. And it was beautiful. It was beautiful. I loved her story. I loved the characters. I loved the people that she wrote about. I just loved so much about it. So those are my favorite nonfiction books as of 2022, as of December 2022. I'm so excited to check back in 12 months to see what new things have I read, what are my new favorites, and I'm also going to be making a fiction one for the same purpose, but this is already pretty long, so I am going to stop here, and then I will make a nice Stella. So I will be making another one for fiction books. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, if you enjoy my personality, if you would like, comment, subscribe. It's of course appreciated. You know that. I have been over 100 subscribers for a couple of weeks now. I haven't wanted to make a video or thank anybody, because I'm like, what if somebody's like a subscriber and they don't ever watch my stuff, and then when they see that I made it to 100 subscribers, they unsubscribe? I don't know why that's been like a fear of mine, so I've been waiting to say anything until like I get to like 105, just because I'm like, I know. Yeah, so I've been waiting to say anything, but if you recently have subscribed, if you watch all my stuff, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I'm having so much fun. I've really let the pressure go. I'm like, okay, I'm going to post videos twice a week, and it doesn't matter how they look. It doesn't matter what the quality is. I'm just having fun. I'm speaking from my heart always, and speaking my truth and having a really good time. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you for supporting me, and I will talk to you very soon. Bye.